My name is Christian Matthew. I want us to discuss something very simple. What we do, what we hear, what we see, of course, what we are so used to. Sensitivity. I mean, you're being sensitive. Sensitive to your environment, sensitive to your needs, sensitive to the needs of others. Sincere sensitivity. So, insensitivity is suicidal. Oh, you heard correctly. If you're insensitive to yourself, to your feelings, to your care, to your safety, your security, your health, and to those of others, you are suicidal. You want to bear with me the characteristics of living things? You remember we did that when we were in secondary school. Mr. Niger D. Mr. The M is movement. Where are you moving to? Backward or forward? Whatever movement you have done, how sensitive could that be? And how insensitive could that be as well? Or respiration. You know what you do when you respire? You take in oxygen, you give out carbon dioxide. There's nobody who is living who does not respire. That is Mr. Your end of the nutrition. You remember? What do you eat? What do you take in? What do you hear? What do you learn? From who did you learn it? Any living thing, it has that characteristics of nutrition. Then you must eat right, drink right. Of course, yes. Irritability. That is the sensitivity I'm talking about. That is how you respond to stimuli. The feelings of you, the feelings of others. How sensitive are you? Of course, the growth is there of G. Yes. How are you growing? Growing towards hell or towards heaven? Towards security or towards insecurity? You know about excretion. Should I talk about excretion? What do you give out? You don't want to live like a dam. Your life should be such that you should be able to pass out your waste product on time because you want to take in new ones. Yeah, reproduction. What do you reproduce? What do you produce in you? It's like investment. Look at Jesus. He died. I mean, he produced all of us. Look at how serious his work is. He died and he was able to produce himself in the inside of all of us. What are you producing? What is your investment? Are you an author? You write books? You are doing well. But what do you write about? Criticizing others? What are you investing? Are you an evangelist? What are you investing on? Evangelism? Soul winning? What are you investing on? Several people, after they had died, they are in heaven, will still be having some great harvest. Yes. Why? If they wrote books, the books could still be helping others, building others, and they are having a lot of crowns in heaven. If they are evangelists and they had involved in soul winning, their converts, the proselytes, are fantastic and doing well. And they are still winning souls, networking. If they are pastors, they have been able to pastor rightly. If they are teachers, they have been able to teach correctly. You will have our rewards. This investment. Growth. destruction. We don't like to hear the last one, which is death. We shall die one day. One day we're going to die. And I like the way they put that D as the last one. The last characteristic. We're going to die one day, and that talks about our insensitivity. I said earlier, insensitivity is suicidal. Let's take just one or two examples. How sensitive are you, pastor, evangelist, bishop? I know you love God, you have this zeal. I know you are fantastic. I know you want to please the Lord at all times. But my worry is, how sensitive are you to your safety? How sensitive are you to your health? God is going to do something. One day, when we all get there, either we die carelessly, God is going to open the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 2 to all pastors that kill themselves untimely. And the Bible says, God completed his work, and on the seventh day, God rested. Do you rest? You are insensitive to your health. You know you are not supposed to go to a night vigil because it is cold out there, or you are not very healthy. You still want to go ahead. You will die. You have the zeal. You're going to make heaven. Yes. But you are suicidal. It's like you are committing suicide. You want to die untimely. That's why sometimes I'm really worried when somebody is the alcoholic. You see, take alcohol. I mean, it's suicidal. Apart from the fact that you spend so much of money, you waste your money on alcohol, and some are really bad at it because they have become alcohol dependent. If they don't take alcohol, they cannot sleep well, they cannot feed well, they cannot behave well. I can understand. But the danger of it, I got to know last year, yes. I did a research and I discovered that if you take alcohol, you are addicted to it. You are not only wasting your money, but you are also killing yourself. Yes, you're going to have cancer. Esophagus cancer, throat cancer, abdominal cancer, all sorts of cancers. Who killed you? Does alcohol kill you? No. It is your insensitivity to your health, to your safety. When I go to train church leaders and the couples, I've always asked a question. I say, who killed Abel? They have rather answered. They said it was Cain that killed Abel. Yes. But Abel was suicidal. You heard me correctly. Whoever that is not sensitive to the feelings of himself or those of others is suicidal. Who killed Abel? Cain killed Abel. But what killed Abel? What killed Abel is insensitivity. He never bothered what happened to his brother who was not approved of by God, as long as he was okay. If you are selfish, you are suicidal, because whoever that is not favored might take care of you. Insensitivity. So, like I said, pastor, bishop, take time to rest. Jesus said to his disciples, come here apart to the other side. Come and rest. Even God, the creator of the heaven and the earth, rested on the seventh day. He completed his work. The problem we have had is we don't have how to conclude our work. We have always thought the work will be there. You know it. In counseling, each time I had people who are workaholic, I tell them to do simple personal experiment. I ask them, hey, make sure you close as late as possible today. Yes. When is the latest time you can leave the office? I will leave the office by 11 o'clock. I mean, in the evening, at night. And they will. I say, please write it down. They write it. I left office today. No. And what is the earliest time you can get to your office? So the earliest time I've been to the office is 6:30 to beat traffic. I said, can you make it earlier? It's okay, I can make it. I can make it around 5. And I said, write it down. They left the office 11 o'clock. They go back to the office 5 a.m. I asked them, when you are leaving your office, please write everything down. Whatever is there, write it down. Fantastic. Now, by the time you get to the office again, write down whatever you have found. And one of them was very, very careful. He said, do you know, I met my office the way I left it. Wow. No matter how late you left your office, you will leave office there. No matter how early you got to your office, you will still meet your office there. So what's your problem? The Bible says, after God had completed his work, he rested. In our own case, we feel that we cannot complete our work. If you don't learn to rest, you'll be late to rest, untimely. You are suicidal. What killed you? Too much of work, you killed yourself. And to those who are very reckless when they are driving, you are suicidal. Many of us have made several suicide attempts. Each time you overtake when you are not supposed to, you beat the speed limit, you are suicidal. You want to die untimely. And quite a number of people have died untimely, putting their wives or their husbands, their spouses and their children and people that depend on them, putting them in danger. Get some boys and some boys on the street, find out what happened to them. They say their father died and their uncle drove them away. You see what you have caused them? And who killed you? The car? Car never killed. You killed yourself. You are suicidal. And again, I want to say, I'm talking about the practical way we commit suicide. Another one is, among all ladies in town, among all gentlemen in town, none of them appeal to you except the married one. You are suicidal. I mean, you are suicidal. The honor of the wife or the honor of the husband will kill you. And what killed you? It is insensitivity to your safety, insensitivity to the feelings of others. You are suicidal. If you are a thief, you are suicidal because you know that one day you'll be killed. If you are a terrorist, you are suicidal. I already said that if you don't rest enough, you are suicidal. Try as much as possible to rest. If you still, you are suicidal. You cheat on your wife or your husband, you are suicidal. I'm going to mention one more. Ladies, I know you like beauty. You want to be beautiful. Whatever you do might be suicidal if you are not careful. You apply chemicals. Chemicals all around you. Chemicals in your hair, chemicals in your lips or your lips, chemicals in your eye, chemical had entered into every part of your system, and you deck it all with your hair with chemicals. Chemicals. You are suicidal. You want to commit suicide. Yes. You're just as reckless as somebody who is overspeeding. And once it has ended, it has ended. That is why a lot of people are having some terrible diseases. The ones we know, the ones we do not know. People are dying. You are suicidal. When exactly will you be sensitive to your safety? When will you be sensitive to your health? When exactly? When? I get worried anytime I see anybody, a young girl on the road, a gentleman on the road, picking his cell phone and begin to phone while crossing the road. All is just on his phone and begin to chat and all that. You are suicidal. What killed you? A reckless driver? No. You will have committed homicide and all that. They say it is accidental. You are suicidal. You are not careful. You are not sensitive to your safety when you are moving around. Be very careful. And I want to tell my friends who are very, very bold. Bold, bold, bold people. You are very bold. I want to refer you to John the Baptist. John the Baptist was a voice of he crying in the wilderness. He was meant to be in the wilderness, but when he came as a preacher, he began to poke noses. He started poking his noses around what happens in the palace. What was his business? He was suicidal. Are you a pastor? Please concentrate on pastoral. Paul the apostle already counseled. He said, are you a minister? Please do it well. Concentrate on pastoral. If you're a pastor, evangelist, please do it as unto the Lord. Are you a prophet? Please concentrate on prophecy. Do not involve in politics. You are suicidal. When will you have to say that this person that will come in as the next governor or the next chairman? What is your business with that? What exactly is your business? You are suicidal. Because you should not side anyone. You are a pastor, a prophet to everybody. The people in the past, the real prophet, never involved in that kind of a thing. Be careful. Don't kill yourself. Don't waste your family. Somebody is not happy. And you have crossed your boundary. You're not supposed to be there. You remember John the Baptist? I said it was a voice of he crying in the wilderness. And he came to town. And he pointed at Herod. Herod, why would you have to take Philip's wife? It is not right. The man said, what concerns you about what obtains in the closet, in their bedroom? Who told you? Are you the only person who knew about it? Is that what God asked you to do? And while he was committing this suicide act, he was just doing it normally. And he didn't want to die when he realized how serious it was. He said, please go and tell Jesus, are you the one to come? Or are we expecting someone else? It is wherever he asks us we should be that we should be. Please, concentrate on what God has asked you, not on what you think is in vogue. Do not be suicidal. Be careful. Yes, be careful. Be careful. And be very careful judging someone else's servant. Paul the apostle warned, he is not your servant. Don't judge anybody. Leave that person. The people that talk about tithing or no tithing, this is none of my business. If I give your church my tithe, and assuming this is the church of God, I gave my tithe, and you, in my presence, sent for somebody to come and plant grasses and all that, that's not my problem. That is your problem. I don't want to run. See, let me tell you the story somebody told me some times ago. A young man in a face-to-face accommodation, 6 room this side, 6 room opposite. This young man increased the volume of his stereo, and it was so embarrassing. And his neighbor came out. Talk to him. Hey, people are complaining that you tune the volume of your stereo too high. People are complaining. The man said, oh, people are complaining. That is their problem. That is people's problem. The man was disappointed. He went back to his room. About 5 minutes, this nuisance was becoming too much. He knocked on this man's door again. He said, excuse me. The volume of your stereo is a nuisance to me. It's disturbing me. The man said, oh, the volume of my stereo is a nuisance to you. That is your problem. Wow. He went back really infuriated by this man. The 3rd time he came out again. And he furiously knocked on the door. And he pointed at him. Remember, he already rehearsed whatever he would say this time, because he felt that this person is using some funny idea on him. By the time he got out the last time, he pointed at him, said, "Sir, you tune the volume of your stereo too high." The man said, "Oh, I tune the volume of my stereo too high. That is my problem. How has that concerned you?" Everybody has got his problem. The people that are complaining, it is their problem. You are complaining, it is your problem. Then you are saying I tune too high, then it is my problem. You remember? Jesus was saying something very serious with Peter. He went to meet him at the Sea of Tiberias. And they got talking. And he was telling him, "Peter, do you really love me more than this? All this swimming, getting fish and all that." Peter said, "You know I love you. Then if you do, feed my sheep." Again, he asked him, "Do you really love me more than this?" Peter said, "Yeah, Jesus, you know I love you." He said, "Then feed my lamb." You know what you do with the sheep? You know what to do with the lamb. The sheep are strong enough that you can make them, you can rebuke them, but the lamb you carry on your shoulder because they are weakless. And when he was here talking, something very serious, heart to heart, personal discussions, and Jesus was talking about the future, about being a great pastor. And he told Peter again, "Peter, do you really love me more than all these you crave for?" He said, "Jesus, you know," and he started crying. And Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." This is somebody crying. Peter. I now saw John come. You know John I'm talking about? The beloved. He saw him come. You know the beloved? He was one that would sit near Jesus and put his head on his chest. I mean, Jesus loved him and everybody were. When he saw John come, he said, "Jesus, what about this?" And Jesus said, "What is that to you? If I want him to live forever, he can live. What is your problem? Why don't you concentrate on your own problem? You have your problems. I'm discussing something serious with you. You're not poking your nose about somebody else." Paul the apostle said, "That person you are complaining about is not your servant. It is his master's servant. If anybody used my money to water a plant, the money I gave to God, he's going to answer." The Bible says all of us will stand before the judgment seat of Christ. I'm going to account everything to him. So what is my problem? Why should I be there? And besides, is that your business? When have you become the mouthpiece of the king? Just like Gehazi. Elisha was meant to hand over to Gehazi, but because Gehazi was so busy taking money from Naaman and all that, he forfeited the opportunity. And he became a storyteller to the king. When have you become a storyteller to now tell us so many stories about so many things, about other people? Please, it is suicidal. If you speak against somebody where you are not supposed to speak against that person, which is not your business, you are suicidal. The person can get angry and get out of hand and aim at you. What is your problem? There's so many suicidal acts we do. So I'm not talking about suicidal ideation. I'm not talking about suicidal thought. But we know that anybody who commits suicide will have had some comorbidity. There's certain underlying factors behind every suicide. So the Bible says, "Whosoever that sleeps with another person's wife is not wise." So I want to say, as a psychologist, that possibly you are having some mental health issue. When your wife does no longer appeal to you, your husband does no longer appeal to you, and it's another person's wife, then you are having something. The Bible says that even you will not be forgiven. Be very careful. You are suicidal. A husband or his wife can kill you. Mind your business. You know, I started by saying, if you don't take care of yourself, you have diabetes, you don't take your medication. You have heart condition, you don't take your medication. Or you take it wrongly, you don't take it the normal time. You are suicidal. You are about to die. When I see you, you are overweight, you are suicidal. When I see people around wearing Bluetooth around and they think they are enjoying themselves, you are suicidal. I see you, I say, this person is suicidal. Because one day, this thing will crash. Be very careful. Yes. Be very careful. That is what I meant when I say we are all suicidal. Therefore, be careful. God bless you all.